you for the homebrew, by the way.
You're welcome.
Delicious. Shout out. It's too good at
I
that.
beat you to it. Did not sound the same.
It doesn't sound the same?
No, mine sounds like a 90-year-old doing it.
We used to do that on the SRAM hotline, trying to like fit it in before someone picked up.
Oh, really? Oh, that, if you work with phones, like customer service,
Tech support.
that's got to be like that movie Waiting. Did you ever see that movie Waiting, where they're just doing all the shenanigans? I bet you anything that happens in call centers.
You just got to find a way to entertain yourself.
You got
Not go postal.
like the cubicle's got to drive you insane. So,
Well, yeah, cheers, guys. It's
what the
good to be
hell's up?
back.
Cheers.
Thank you
Cheers.
again.
Cheers.
Good to be a guru,
Cheers. Yes.
surrounded by sick bikes,
yeah,
great humans.
yes, yeah.
I bought some of those Vittoria liners from you, man. Just so you know, there's a receipt over there too.
Did you buy some more?
Yeah, I bought the XC ones to put in my.
They're stupid light.
Yeah,
stupid light. I can't wait to run those.
Yeah, we'll see.
Yeah, I mean, I've tried the old ones and I was happy with them, but the new ones incorporate kind of a bead locking profile.
Yeah.
Whereas the old ones were round, and so they were great if you ran flat, but the new ones kind of have like this bead lock that goes in and kind of holds your bead in place. And I lost a mountain bike race because of that, and I was really bummed about it.
Are you sure that's the only reason you lost? Let's be honest here.
Okay.
All right, that's enough about pool noodles. Let's talk about real bike parts.
Sorry.
Pool noodles.
Sorry, yeah. Well, yeah, I mean,
They're expensive pool noodles. Jesus.
They are.
they are. So, yeah, but way nicer than some of the other ones out there. Some of the other ones are literally pool noodles and
The Vittoria one is nicer.
and surgical, like what is it, strap or tubing?
Tubing.
Yeah. Oh my God. So okay, well,
Thursday night, MCP Sitting Guru Bikes with return guest Mr. Jimmy Nordloh.
Yep.
God damn it, I got it right. Look at that.
Nice. I don't even try. I just call. Everybody's like, "Hey, you. Hey, buddy. Hey, guy."
First name only.
So, yeah,
That's the bike biz.
Yeah, it is retail in general. Like you just,
I forget. I learn as many names as I forget every day.
I can't imagine how teachers do it. But I guess they get like,
Caden.
oh my God!
Braden.
Don't even get me started. Yeah.
But yeah, it's good to be back. Jimmy Nordloh. SRAM
Nordloh.
field guide, Arizona.
SRAM field guide.
Mexico.
You know what's interesting? So like one of the metrics that we pay attention to really closely on this podcast is consumption rate.
Yeah.
Now we're getting into like deep podcast, like nerdy stuff, but like consumption rate's effectively like how long do the listeners on average actually listen to the episodes? And part of the reason why we're keeping this going is our consumption rate is really high. It's like way over the industry average. We're just
That means people actually want to listen to us.
or they don't turn us off, right?
Yeah.
But the episode with you was unusually high.
Oh,
And for the life of me, I can't figure out why that is.
My mother always said I had a face for radio, so
So do we. I got to tell you, so I'm learning a lot from my son, my 9-year-old, and so that means that you have good riz, and you're not Skibbity Toilet.
Skibbity, Ohio.
Or Skibbity, Ohio
I am
Toilet.
from Ohio.
Are you from Ohio? Blame it on Ohio.
Oh, shice.
Blame it on Ohio.
Yeah.
Scheisse is right. Cincinnati, down on the river, the old Germantown.
Oh, man. So, yeah.
Well, so last time we talked, we knew that SRAM had some stuff coming out that we couldn't talk about on air.
Yep.
And some of it's come out, or all of it's come out.
All of it's come out.
All of it's come out.
Yeah.
Although I have some hypotheses on other things that Jimmy won't tell me or he doesn't know. So we'll get to that.
Well, they love to speculate.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I'm sure they got stuff in the works all the time.
Yeah.
Like,
I
there's
mean,
gotta
that's
be-
the boilerplate answer. Here at SRAM, we're always working on new products.
I'm
but-
sure. There's always a room you can't go into.
Yeah. But these three are ones that we have been working on for a long time. So
Before we get too deep, man.
Yeah. Oh.
Before we get too deep, he never told us his joke.
Oh, we need a joke.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Tell us your
shouldn't even.
joke,
We've
buddy.
talked way too much.
did we miss it?
We
Did
screwed
I
it
not
up.
make it in?
Did you not start with it? No, you didn't.
No.
The lighter.
I think you told us before we started.
Yeah, we hadn't been recording.
All right. Well, dad joke intro.
Okay.
What's the difference between a hip bone and Zippo?
One's a lighter.
Well, one's heavy and one's a little lighter.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Dane has a tendency of ruining the punchline on dad jokes. He's done it in about 4
was
or
actually a good
5
setup.
episodes.
That was an alley-oop.
Yeah, I think so. I think that was a dunker. So
All right, can we start with the Grupo, with the drivetrain? Because I feel a little dirty because it's getting me excited.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm sitting here wearing my Shimano hat.
Yep.
Just you know,
and your flamingo shirt, which
and my Darko.
Yeah,
flamingo.
I like that. Like it's very
I just bought a bunch of
That's
these
mountain
shirts.
bike style.
I just bought a bunch of these to ride in.
I really feel like you need a gravel bike at this point. So
I have a gravel bike.
Okay, yeah, that shirt is a gravel shirt if I've ever seen.
Well, this is all you're going to see me in all summer, buddy, because I bought 4 of them. So
Okay,
But
different prints.
yeah, in that time, SRAM has pioneered the groundbreaking innovation known as a shifter cable.
no way. You mean they're going to attach the shifter to the derailleur
Via a wire.
With a wire?
Yeah, you know,
Fly
what's
by
faster
wire.
than wireless? Wire.
I love it when you use the buttons. By the way, we don't ever use this.
No,
I
it's
need
the
to use
DJ
them more.
shock jack.
Yeah.
I love it.
I'll use them more.
Do you have them labeled?
I do.
Oh, okay, good.
Yeah.
But yeah, we brought back the cable. It's, you know, honestly a pretty big story in the mountain bike world. After pushing all of our high-end drivetrains as AXS for so long, AXS wireless for the listeners at home.
Yes.
But yeah, you know, ultimately we knew that even among enthusiast mountain bikers, there are people out there that just don't want the added overhead of charging a battery, you know, pairing, wireless connection, firmware updates, etc. You know, you just want to be able to grab your bike and ride. Yeah. So we did. Cheers to that.
Yay, for
So yeah, we did finally bring the, you know, transmission ecosystem to the cable Luddites of the world.
Yeah. Well, so here's the crazy thing is there's a few companies that have taken the cable housing ports off their bikes.
Yeah.
So you can't even run that system now on their bikes. And they have like 2 versions, maybe 2 frame quality versions.
Which companies are that?
So Santa Cruz is one of the ones that I know of. I thought there was somebody else.
Specialized did it on the Stump Jumper 15.
Yeah, so on the high end frames, there's no cable option. It has to be wireless.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Okay.
And so that's kind of weird, right? You know, you think SRAM would have told them.
How much did you pay? How much did you guys pay him to do that?
To eliminate cable holes.
Yeah, right.
You know, I do like it in the sense that it makes for a clean frame, and I think it makes it easier for frame designers too to go without cable holes. But, you know, at the same time, you want a bike that can accept as many of the options out there.
Yeah.
I mean, me personally, 90% of my bikes are still wireless, but in fact, I did actually go back to cables on my aluminum Stump Jumper. That way I have a future-proof, EMP-proof bike.
Yeah, EMP proof.
Because that's something that mountain bikers really stay up late thinking
Holy
about.
crap! Is that going to be a new category? Apocalypse bikes?
Yeah,
Are we going to see apocalypse bikes?
Exactly.
The preppers are coming in hard right now. So
But yeah, I got to say, I've been riding the Eagle 90 group for about a month now, and I'm really impressed. I had ridden it about a year and a half ago in just a mule like environment on a test bike in San Luis Obispo, and was really impressed by it then. And actually didn't hear a lot about its development. I think that we had kind of gone back and forth about when to launch it, so I wasn't even sure that beginning of this year that this was going to be the year that we launched it, but very excited that we did. It's got a really great crispy shift quality. It feels like, you know, the EXO mechanical of old. The new cable pull ratio, the new shifter all have a very smooth feel. It's the full transmission experience, just minus a battery.
Yeah. So you can use a regular transmission chain, front chain ring.
Yep,
compatible
totally
with that.
intercompatible with all
Cassettes.
existing transmission
So all
components.
of that's exchanging, and it's really a rear derailleur and a shifter.
Yep.
So that's cool. So if you've got I can't imagine, but somebody may have a transmission currently wireless and want to go to this. Or
if they've forgotten their battery 10 times in a row at the trailhead and they go, I just can't do this anymore,
done.
They can keep their entire existing drivetrain and just bolt on the derailleur and shifter.
But I'm seeing them show up on bikes already, and I have a feeling it's price point orientated. Would you say that you're covering the price point that you had been kind of...
Price point is definitely a focus because AXS obviously adds another layer of cost, complexity, et cetera. But, you know, I do want to say that it's not just geared towards like someone who, you know, can't afford AXS.
No.
It's for someone who wants this group, who wants transmission, and specifically for whatever reason does not want AXS.
Which was we see that. It's a real thing.
Yeah.
It's not like a crazy idea that somebody would be like, oh, I got all the money in the world and I don't want batteries. That's an actual legit thing.
That's me.
Yeah.
No, for sure.
So it is a thing. So, okay, now, again, I'm playing devil's advocate a little bit, not hard, but, so the big thing that you're going to give up that I think that AXS kind of, touted as a big thing was that derailleur was kind of shifting at the optimum time. And probably the biggest drawback that we ever heard about AXS transmission was the speed of the shift. And we would actually show people that it's shifting at when it's supposed to and not whenever it felt.
So you're gaining back the speed.
No, I don't think you are.
Well, at least in the reviews that I watched, you are gaining back the speed.
So
that's
what I need
just
to know.
perceived shift feel. So that is just the impulse from your thumb, the shift, to the derailleur. So ultimately, you're still getting the same shift speed because the chain is still waiting to hit the shift ramps on the cassette.
All right.
So it's more perception than it is actual shift speed.
Because you don't have like these you can't do 5 shifts at a time.
Right. So the new mechanical shifter is limited to 2 shift.
Yeah.
For the acoustic.
Yeah.
Yes.
One shift for the E.
Can we call it Amish?
Yeah.
The Amish.
I don't know.
Okay,
why.
well, hang on a second. So I'm gonna call bullshit a little bit.
Okay.
Because I watched a side by side comparison.
Okay.
In a video today.
Yeah.
Of AXS and Eagle 90.
Yes.
And this is dumping multiple gears to go from your lowest gear to your highest gear.
Yeah.
And it was significantly slower on AXS.
Okay, so in that scenario of like you described, like spamming shifts like that, yes, the mechanical will move faster because it's a direct impulse from shift lever to derailleur.
Yeah.
So there's no hesitation in signal or the firmware of the derailleur. So the firmware of the AXS transmission derailleurs is intended to wait for the cassette to rotate around to the point where the cassette shift ramps are available to the chain.
Yeah,
so
and it buffers.
Yes.
Because you can hit it 12 times super quick and then just keep pedaling and it'll shift as you pedal. Like it'll keep shifting.
Yeah, say for instance you hit the shift button, it will, quote unquote wait.
Until the right time.
Yeah, it knows what gear, what cog on the cassette it is in versus a mechanical, which doesn't.
Right.
And it will wait the approximate amount of time that it takes for the next gear and its shift ramp to come around full circle for the chain to migrate onto.
Which has been the selling feature. The big selling feature is that it's you're not popping chain links, you're not popping gears, you're not wearing your stuff out premature, you're getting a full you can use full power, So like a lot of people are like, well, when I go down a hill and then have to go back up and I have to go through my gears, I can't get through them fast enough. I'm like, spam that shifter, to however many you want, and then give it full power, and it'll just shift as you full power up that side of that hill.
Yeah.
Now
So
the mechanical will still shift under load.
it will, but at a maximum of 2 gears at a time.
Yes.
Yeah. And so I think I think what ultimately is the feel of you being able to shift it faster.
Yes.
Is there, whether or not the shift ramps aren't any different.
But it actually, they showed it. They showed side by side, and they showed them spamming a mechanical and spamming the AXS, and it got all the way through, and then it was like 1, 2, 3, and then the AXS got there.
Yeah,
so
cleared the rest of the cassette.
Clear the rest of the cassette. So in that case where you're like the use case where you're descending down, and you're gonna go up a hill really quick, and you're stupid and didn't have yourself set up right for it.
Yeah.
You can get into that higher gear, maybe by doing damage, maybe popping your chain, maybe wearing out your components faster.
Yeah.
But out for that climb, you can get there, a fraction of a second faster.
Yeah. So, and I think feel wise, I think there's a certain amount of people that want that. They do.
Yeah, and that was part of it too. So not like you said, beyond just the price point, there are the people that just prefer that feel.
Yeah.
I would say that the cassette ramping is optimized for AXS because, like I mentioned, it knows the difference between, for instance, cog 7 and cog 6.
Yep.
And the amount of shift ramps and the, basically,
the right time to do it.
Yes, exactly. Whereas the mechanical transmission does not, but it does still allow the chain to migrate.
I am an American, goddammit. I want control.
When I
don't want the robot
shift.
to tell me when to shift. I want, when I hit the button, I want that fucker to shift.
Let me guess, you don't wear a seatbelt or use cruise control.
So one thing to keep in mind about transmission access versus the mechanical, like the, what do you call it? The 90 series?
Yes.
90 and 70.
And 90. Is they're sharing the same cassettes. But that already, even if you're using mechanical on that cassette, it's already an upper tier level, shift profiling cassette. In other words, it's not super low end. You know, it's already shift so good. So when you go back to mechanical with it, it's not like you're going back beyond and to a low end setup. You're going backwards to like a super high
Let's
end.
talk about this because you guys released two Gruppos, the Eagle 70 and the Eagle 90.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And I got some prices here. Tell me if I'm wrong, but for the full kit, $670.
For Eagle 90,
for
group in a
90,
box, everything minus a bottom bracket.
Yep.
Everything minus the bottom bracket.
There it is.
And
Sitting on the shelf.
Yeah, we sold.
Shout out Guru.
Set, yeah.
And everything is cassette, derailleur, cranks,
Mm-hmm.
shifter, and chain.
Yep.
Okay. And then the Eagle 70, $490.
Yep.
Okay. And the way I understand, like, if I go back to like SRAM's previous mechanical group sets, like the 70s kind of like an NX level, and then the 90s kind of like somewhere between GX and XO. Do I have that right?
I would say 90 is firmly placed as a GX transmission mechanical equivalent, and 70 is poised as the current S1000 transmission mechanical equivalent.
Okay.
So yeah, taking NX and GX Eagle 12 speed out of the equation, just since they're two different drivetrains, operating on two different, kind of premises.
But now you've got so it's not like 90 is a mechanical XO one, it's not that. It's sitting under GX.
No, it is sitting right next to GX
because
transmission.
it shares the chain and cassette.
Yeah, shares the chain and the cassette. The only thing that's different is
the
derailleur and shifter.
Yeah.
And then same thing with Eagle 70. So S1000 is the primarily right now OEM transmission group, and that's what utilizes the Hyperglide compatible cassette. The drag spring clutch derailleur. That's the main difference between the two derailleurs, is that the Eagle 90 uses the same V4 clutch as the GX transmission derailleur.
Okay.
And that's a bearing based clutch.
Is it fluid?
No, it's not a fluid damper.
It's
like
not like the
Road
Rover.
So roller bearing clutch versus drag spring clutch. Is in the 90, it's a roller bearing clutch, and in the 70, it's a drag spring clutch.
Yes, that is correct.
Oh, geez, I'm going to have to look at pictures for that.
But the cool thing there is, because with transmission, we have the fully replaceable clutch and cage assemblies.
Yes.
Say if you have an Eagle 70 derailleur and you go, well, this cage clutch assembly just isn't doing it for me, you can upgrade just that cage clutch assembly with.
So you could make your 70 kind of hybrid 90.
Yes,
okay.
with just the addition of a cage.
I heard the hot setup is to do you do like a SL drivetrain, XXSL drivetrain with the mechanical 90, but you put the SL cage on it.
Yeah, you save about 90 grams that way.
90 grams, so one of the lightest setups you can do.
Interesting.
Yeah, isn't that crazy?
That is crazy.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that is the cool. I would say that's the thing that distinguishes it from NX of old, is that, the previous Eagle generation derailleurs, you were locked into your clutch and cage, etc.
And they're not replaceable.
Right.
In the previous generation.
On the previous generation, there were no replaceable outer or inner links, parallelogram links, cage, clutch, assembly, nothing.
Yeah.
If your derailleur was damaged for any reason, you had to get a new derailleur.
Yeah.
Dan, I got to ask you a really ignorant question.
Sure.
I'm learning that clutches wear out after about a season in derailleurs.
I wouldn't say that.
Okay. This is
shout
what
out, Dane.
This is what I've read. That's not my question.
Okay.
But maybe you can answer that too.
Okay.
So two-part question.
Sure.
Do they how frequently do they wear out? Then the second question.
Okay.
Is this the only one that can actually replace the clutch? Is this the only derailleur out?
Well, hold on. You just shut your mouth.
Chomping at the bit.
I know.
It's just us.
When we're not talking about, so you can replace the clutch
All
and
derailleurs.
service the clutch on some Shimano derailleurs. So we have had to do that because they had a series where they rusted. You can service them.
And they have
you
an
can tension
adjustable
them,
clutch.
and they have an adjustable clutch. So you can mitigate the deterioration of that, because it's kind of like it's a clutch. It's like metal on metal rubbing. That's how they work, And so there is going to be deterioration over time. I've seen it in different circumstances wear out way faster than others. I've noticed, and remember, I have a little ecosystem. I'm not all over the world, but I've noticed some bike designs will wear it out faster than others because they have more chain growth.
Makes sense.
And so that clutch is being activated on suspension movement.
Yeah, gotcha.
And so
which suspension designs you think are more? Can we get that specific? Or are we getting too nerdy?
No, it's not too nerdy. It's usually if your axle path takes you farther back and basically your chain length changes, your rear wheel as it moves through its travel is going to get farther away, which is going to bring the tension of that lower chain down, and it's going to pull the cage forward as you go through the suspension. It's crazy because I've noticed something lately, and I may have brought this up before, on Turner's bike, which I tuned super soft.
Which is a
switchblade. I've got old XO on it, so 11 speed. And his suspension is so soft because he's not even 90 pounds. It's so soft when I push on the back, I can feel the clutch. Like I feel it.
Fighting the suspension movement?
The clutch actually fights it. And so like in this day and age where we're talking about downhillers putting O-chains on.
I was going to say, you got to put an O-chain on that
changing
bike.
all these other things for, suspension kickback and stuff. I'm like, the clutches are actually probably doing more to that than anything. Because anytime that rear wheel moves backwards and the chain grows, the derailleur cage has to pull up it has to release a little bit of the chain, and that activates the clutch.
So the kind of back to SRAM and this 90 and the 70. So the derailleur itself on the 90 and the 70, really like heavily serviceable, repairable.
Fully rebuildable.
Yeah.
There is some difference.
Replaceable.
Replaceable.
Is that safer? Like you can't pull the clutch apart and fix it. If it goes bad, you get a new cage with the new clutch.
On Eagle 90, you can actually replace just the clutch assembly on the cage. So so it does require, you've seen that T25 safety bolt head with the pin in the middle.
Yeah.
So on Eagle 90 and GX transmission and up, you can get just the V4 clutch assembly and use that safety tool to replace just that to the cage. On Eagle 70 with the drag spring is not replaceable. If you replace that, it's a whole cage.
That was my question, is that the 70s, is there any other differences in the replaceability, repairability of the 70 versus the 90 derailleur?
No, same thing. You can still replace inner and outer parallelogram links, upper B knuckle, and lower cage. Yeah, that's the only thing you lose, is that you can't free the clutch assembly from the cage on 70s.
Can you still stand on it?
Yes, you can stand on it. You can.
We don't encourage people to do that.
They had a heavy dude standing on it, like a Josh clone standing on it.
Yeah, Peter.
In your
Peter's
marketing.
awesome.
Yes.
Yeah.
And so he
might be bigger than you.
Yeah,
maybe.
He is a unit.
He's a big boy. He's a big boy.
He's corn fed.
Yeah, he's corn fed but Canadian.
Oh, nice.
And then we talked about single upshift, 2 downshift, except for on the e-bike Grupo.
Yes.
It's limited to 1. Now they said you can run it. You can run the 2 on your e-bike, but it voids the warranty.
Yes.
Yeah.
So why is that? Is that because the e-bikes put so much power into it?
Yeah. The pedal assist is just so much power. Yeah. Single click only, and that's for AXS and mechanical transmission groups. I would say, so mechanical versus AXS, it's also worth noting that you do lose the override clutch.
So my AXS transmission on my e-bike, I guess I didn't notice anything different. Like, is it different?
Running a multi-shift?
I don't.
Straight to jail.
Yeah, I know.
Your warranty has now been voided.
I didn't know that I had a problem.
They're going to pull up this episode when you go to Warrenton. They're going to be like, nope.
I did not know that there is a different shifter for your AXS.
Well, so no, for AXS, you just limit it from the app.
Oh, okay. Mm-hmm. Well, yeah, I never opened that app.
Don't tell me that.
I'm sorry, man. Dude,
but the thing is, we also make it totally usable and operable without using the app.
Yes, exactly. And I actually use my app with the flight attendant suspension.
Right. You need that to actually view those settings. Yeah. But yes, for e-bike and AXS shifting, yes, you do need to enable single click or disable multi shift from the app.
Okay.
So it's the same shifter, but for mechanical, it is a specific standalone single click shifter.
Okay. And then
interesting.
Yeah. So now the big
what's
question,
your e-bike?
So that was on my SL at first.
Depends on the day.
But now it's on my AM. So I had a lightweight, right?
Pivot shuttle.
I would say on an SL bike, it's probably in that bit of the gray area because you're only getting the 60 Newton meter.
I know how to shift.
Assist. Yeah, well, that's true too.
Serious. Like, actually, that's a problem when we're working on bikes in the shop. Somebody will come in and be like, "There's something wrong with my shifting," and and I'll take it for a test ride.
Yeah, it's you.
Yeah. No joke. And I'll come
You
back.
are the problem in this system.
It feels fine. I don't know what's wrong with you. And then I have to go watch them do it, and they're shifting, and I have to purposely try and time my legs to not be at the shift ramps.
To shift wrong.
Yeah. This was mostly happening with front derailleurs back on road bikes, you know, where they're just kind of knocking the chain around and getting it to come off the cranks.
But you don't have to do that with the Shimano, with the SRAM 90 Eagle, 70 Eagle Access. You can shift anytime you want.
No, but as
right? Am I making your case?
Yes,
You
kind
can.
of,
Yeah.
kind of.
For the single click.
What do you mean, kind of?
Because there is still, okay, so this is, I'm putting on my mechanic hat. Okay, so there's still shift ramps. There's still optimum places for them to be lifted.
Yeah.
So that they don't damage or hurt anything or wear sooner. And so if you just ham shift and you don't shift when those are appropriate, you're going to put more wear and possibly hurt the system.
All right. Well, so help me with this, because this was one of my questions. And again, I watched probably 14 videos today on this.
Yeah.
Like pretty consistently through all, and these are not SRAM guys. These are independent, whatever influencers out there reviewing the products. Mindless shifting under load. You don't have to let off during shift. This is Eagle 90.
Yes.
Is that not the case?
Its transmission is that's their.
Let him answer.
I know, but I'm going to tell you I got to tell you the bike shop answer, because Jimmy won't be at the bike shop all the time, and so what the bike shop's going to tell you is you've been trained. We've been trained to always lighten up on our shift pedal stroke. Okay. So that the chain has a chance to get that, to lift the chain up to the next cog or down. And so that's something that's ingrained to us. Transmission access, when it came out, said, you don't have to do that anymore. You can just hit the button. Just hit the button, and you can do it at any point, at any load, and you're fine.
And the penalty we talked about a little bit earlier, you're going to have to wait a split second for it to catch up and shift for you.
But when you take the electronics out of it, you're getting shaded a little bit more towards the old way. Is that fair?
I would say that is fair.
Yeah.
In the sense that, like, Axis does wait for you, because it is not physically moving the derailleur until it knows that the shift lane for the next cog is coming up soon.
Yeah.
So there is a possibility. Yeah. Like shifting, it's less so about shifting at the wrong point mechanically for the drivetrain, and more about shifting at the wrong point, like physically for the rider.
Yeah. Like it's going to still have the same chain and same cassette. So it's going to have the same perch as that thing moves up and under load. The difference is you can be pushing that derailleur over and shoving the chain against the cog that it's going to climb up when there's not a shift ramp. Whereas with Axis,
1,000% understand everything you're saying.
All right.
Every fucking video I watched today said the opposite of that.
Every video you probably watch, and I haven't watched them, probably had them doing it at a fast speed and not a slow speed.
All right. So to our listeners, go get a Eagle 90 and try to shift it under load. And please come back and tell me
it's going to shift great. So that's the other thing, is the level of difference is very small. So like
Jimmy's giving me like really dirty looks right now. I don't know if we're like in a bad.
I'm never coming back to this podcast.
No, because what you're saying is like what the shift quality in the transmission chain and cassette is so good that even if you were to degrade the access a little bit with a cable, it's still going to be better than most of the stuff out there.
Yeah, Dane's got a really good point with that, with the fact that, most of this shift under load capacity is engineered into the chain and cassette. Like the derailleur is just the messenger. And whether that's delivered by electronic signal or cable is beside the point. The shift under load capability is delivered by the engineered cassette and chain.
Yeah. And the little bit that the Access has over that is just its ability to time it correctly.
A little bit of fine tuning. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So let's talk about cranks for a second. Were there new cranks that came out, or did those come out before? Because my understanding is you guys have the 90 cranks all the way down to 150 for the EMTB.
And I just put those on my bike.
Did you?
For
you put
acoustic.
It's really short.
Really? Yeah, dude.
And the 70 goes all the way down to 165, 160 for EMTBs.
Mm-hmm. So the crank difference is there. The Eagle 90 crank is very similar to the GX crank, just with a steel chainring. The silver chainring looks.
Don't they all have? Don't both Gruppos have a steel chainring?
On the 90 and the 70?
Yeah.
On the 90 and the 70, yes.
Okay.
But GX,
Yeah.
between GX and Eagle 90. So the Eagle 90 mechanical crank is a little bit heavier than its GX counterpart, but it's still 8-bolt direct mount chainring. And then, yes, with crank length options down to 150. I mean, we're trending towards shorter and everything.
Yeah,
I put 155 on my e-bike, and I love not having to worry about pedal strikes at all. But I do find myself, I'm like, I feel like I'm spinning. Like, so
What's the e-bike that you ride?
I have a Cannondale Motera.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah, a Bosch.
You have it mullet?
Yeah.
That's why you're hitting cranks.
Well, yeah, that's why I swapped to 155.
Yeah.
And then the big distinguishing difference between Eagle 90 and Eagle 70 cranks is that Eagle 70 actually is still the 3-bolt direct mount. So it is not power meter compatible.
Okay, and they're all dub.
Yes.
And are they backwards compatible?
Yeah, you can use any transmission crank with any of these Eagle 90, 70 groups.
That's one thing that I love, like that interchangeability. So you can run XSLs.
Yeah, you could run
on a mechanical system, and so you can cherry pick what you want.
All these parts are interchangeable. You can build your own group.
Yeah. And I think one nuance, the lowest that your like complete group goes is 165. Otherwise, you have to buy the cranks separately.
Okay.
And the Eagle 90 crank is like $155. So it's not.
No, it's not crazy.
It's not.
What's the weight on the Eagle 90 versus the GX?
I don't know off the top of my head, but
20 grams?
I would say
grams?
probably within that realm between comparable crank arm lengths and chainring sizes.
Yeah,
that's probably there.
Okay, so not a big amount. You could now. Did you say Eagle GX comes with a steel chainring?
Eagle 90.
No, GX has alloy chainring.
Yes, GX transmission. Yes.
Okay, that's what I thought. So
don't be afraid of the steel. It's not that much heavier, and it'll last a lot longer.
And they still have the new profile.
And it's silver.
So on your tooth profile, this is something we see in the shop all the time. As that tooth wears, it's wearing to not stretch the chain. Is that correct? Like you have a certain tooth profile that you guys are really proud of.
Yes. Yeah. That hooks the rollers. Yeah. So chain stretch is more so about actually wearing down the rollers. You're not actually increasing the length of each chain link. Yeah. You're reducing the overall diameter of the rollers.
Yeah. Or the pin play.
So that is something I want to hammer home here real quick.
Go for it.
The first wear item on a 1x SRAM drivetrain, especially our 12-speed, is the chainring.
Yeah.
The chainring will be the first thing to wear out.
Okay.
That's interesting because that's like the last thing on other.
Well, right? Like back in the day, we used to tell people like on your doubles front chain rings, there was two drivetrains to every set of cranks. And, but now you got all of that work being done by one. So it's twice as much work.
For transmission, the cassette and chain are very much intended to wear together, to mesh together in a sense, like, throwing a new chain on, a ridden transmission cassette probably won't have the best results compared to just replacing the front chainring.
Okay. That's good for us to know. The other thing that we're seeing in the shop is we're not seeing a lot of chain perceived stretch, but one thing that we do see, and Abby has a new tool, is deflection.
Yes. Yeah. Actually, that's a really good point. I was just having this conversation with a lot of shops recently.
Yeah.
A lot of the chain checkers on the market don't register any kind of perceivable or at least just like actionable wear measurement on flat top chains.
Yeah.
So the best way to measure that, like you mentioned, is the Abby deflection tool. Is just how much the chain is able to like flop over to the side, like the flex in those flat top links.
So is that registering?
No, I got it.
Okay.
Maybe we should explain it a little bit more for the listeners.
So what we're seeing, what we noticed was as Eagle drivetrains were wearing out, especially flat tops, so we were seeing on the roads first, is shift quality was dropping, but then our old chain checkers would get checked and the chain wouldn't seem like it's too long. And so then we got to straighten the hanger. We got to do all these things. What kind of lube we're using. We're trying to figure out why the shift quality is dropping off. What we realize is that the link plates are getting play side to side. And so when the derailleur pulley is activated and pushing the chain over, there's so much side to side play that the chain doesn't actually flex over to hit the next shift ramp and lift up. And so if you replace just the chain, which we were doing, you were finding that stiffer chain would now be hitting the shift ramps and getting lifted up to the next cog. And so the shift quality went way up.
Did you guys buy the Abby tool?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. It's sitting right. Well, the guys, we only have one, and the guys keep coveting it. Oh, there it is. Yeah, it's the green one behind the screwdrivers over there.
There it is.
So yeah, it's cool. It checks.
That's a great tool.
Yeah, it checks length, and it's one of the only ones I think that does deflection.
Yeah.
I actually. So I'm just gonna give you. I'm gonna pat myself on the back. Before that existed, when we found this out, which was like 3 or 4 years ago, it was quite a while. I don't remember when that came out. We actually had our workbenches. I had drawn a picture of a.
You made your own custom.
I had a picture of a SRAM. We took a flat top, we stuck it on the bench, and we traced it out. And then we basically took the one that we realized was having a problem and put it down and traced it out. And so we had a visual representation of how much different they were.
So you actually stretched it.
We
say, how much lateral movement did it have?
Yeah, we deflected it.
Deflected it. Yeah. Thank you.
So the deflection, by the way, that's a term that I used to use in golf. And we had a deflection board, and you would put a golf club on this board, and you'd put weight on the golf club, and that weight would deflect or bend the shaft. And then the number would tell you how stiff that. Yeah, right. That's because I said shaft.
Pause.
Yeah. Are you going to do that when I say shaft?
Every time you say shaft.
So shaft. Oh, you missed.
Who's the cat?
Yeah. Shaft. Oh my God. Okay, but anyway,
That's a really good point.
That's the deflection chain.
A lot of people are like. For the record, people, a chain doesn't stretch. You cannot metallurgically stretch a chain.
Yeah. It's what they call it, but it does get longer, and that's the crazy part. So when you measure a chain pin to pin over 126 lengths, it can be an inch longer because each roller and pin has deteriorated, and that tolerance can stack. So you can have a 1 millimeter difference on one, but when you do it over 126, you can have 126 millimeter difference. It's not that much, but you get the point. You know,
I think people perceive it as like
links,
the metal,
like links
you're not
stretching.
pulling the metal.
You're wearing down the actual distance between rollers.
Yeah, and the actual the roller, but also the inside, not just the outside. So
yeah, no, that's a really good point. I'm glad to see that tool on your guys' bench.
Yeah, it's a good tool. It helps us figure this stuff out because the wear profile so far on the Eagle stuff is pretty long lasting. I mean, SRAM gives some crazy numbers about how long they think.
I've seen people get 10,000 miles out of a flat top chain.
We don't say that because somebody's going to come in with 9,000 and be like,
someone,
you said
10,000
We're going
is
to warranty this.
exactly.
10,000 is someone who is keeping up meticulously on their maintenance.
But it is much longer than
it's possible.
Expect. Yeah. And if you spend the money, because until now you've had to get access, so you've had to get electronic, which pushes the price point up. Until now, it's been a big expense, and you can say, hey, this stuff lasts longer. So
is there a lube that you would recommend for a flat top over is there one that you guys prefer?
Do you have to
over others?
Do you have to lube the shaft?
I would say lube is still firmly in a personal preference and, environment dictated context.
Okay, so there's not one.
Wait. That answer you need to. Yeah, that fully deserves a button.
What am I?
No, the other button.
Oh, that one.
Yeah, because he was like it.
Your lube of choice is dictated by your environment.
Yeah, there you go. See?
He said lube, choice, and dick in the same sentence.
God. Oh my God. Oh, Jesus.
All right. To get us down the drivetrain rabbit hole, let's move on to the next hot topic, which is brakes.
Brakes.
Okay,
That's
is it true?
Huge.
You guys have gone away from dot completely.
Well, we won't be developing any new dot brakes.
But you don't sell any right now.
No.
Any legacy product that's out there.
Forget the legacy products, just the 3 that I can see on your website.
The new product does not have dot.
Okay, and all 4-piston?
Yes, that is correct. Yeah.
That was kind of crazy.
Right?
So that's got to change. I'll put money down right now. Hold on.
Dane,
I have money.
I did not expect you to go to bat for 2-piston brakes.
I'm telling you right now that there's somebody.
Right? He's got 2-piston on every bike.
I'm putting money down.
$1. One stinking dollar.
Flame them
money
like
down that somebody at SRAM is working on a 2-piston lightweight cross country World Cup brake.
What else can I say besides Nino's already winning on the Motiv 4-piston?
Yeah, but okay.
If you're winning, why would you need? If it ain't broke, don't fix it.
Why would you want less power?
First of all, if you're being paid by a sponsor to do something, you do it. So I'm
No, he
telling
does
you
it
right
for the
now,
love in his
I'm
heart.
telling you, the piccolos, the trick stuff piccolos don't sell out for a reason. So, I mean, they sell out because they're stupid light. SRAM's going to have somebody at SRAM's developing this. I have money on it right here.
That's a fat wad of cash.
That's fat.
Josh can attest.
Yeah.
It's $1.
All right. So do you want my spiel on mineral oil? Or
Yes, go for
Absolutely.
it. Yes, we do. Absolutely.
Yeah.
I'm taking my $1 back.
Yeah. So SRAM did tout the benefits of DOT for a long time. Yeah. And, there are a few, and that's, a higher boiling point. It's water soluble. It's
Interchangeability, regulation.
right. You can get it anywhere. You can get it in an auto parts store internationally, et cetera. I think the big thing that we would fall back on is, the DOT does have a higher latent boiling point, but that is only in a moisture controlled environment. Okay. So the second that your DOT, which is hydrophilic, it absorbs moisture, versus mineral oil, which is hydrophobic, which resists moisture.
We're teaching the audience now.
I know.
There's a lot of concepts to this.
Yeah. I'm definitely phobic.
But DOT does absorb moisture out of the air. So it sucks moisture into its fluid. I was waiting for that.
It sucks it? There we go. All right.
So once DOT fluid reaches a certain moisture point, it has a diminished boiling point compared to mineral oil. So over time, your mineral oil does ingest that water from the air.
Your DOT does ingest. You said mineral oil.
Oh, sorry. Yeah. Your DOT ingests it, whereas your mineral oil separates it. So,
and then that, as it ingests it, changes the chemical composition, the boiling point changes.
Yes, exactly. So the mineral oil, and specifically, one thing that's worth mentioning is that our mineral oil isn't just off the shelf Shimano mineral oil, which hasn't changed in 20 years since the original Shimano hydraulic brake fluids came out. It was developed in partnership with Maxima, who does all of our suspension fluids. Yeah. So it's also a brake lubricant, which is worth noting too. It's like it is a full system fluid that is intended to enhance the full performance of the brake. So mineral oil, while on paper it has that lower boiling point, it has a boiling point that is higher than anything anybody's actually going to conceivably reach
on a bike.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
And that DOT higher boiling point, like I said, is only in the vacuum of no moisture. Okay. So once moisture is in that equation, they're pretty much similar there.
Okay.
But yeah, the main thing with SRAM mineral oil is that it is a brake fluid designed for the brake rather than a brake designed around the existing fluid. So it lubricates, it cleans, and it operates as a brake fluid all in one.
Okay. So
4-piston only. And the new one, so as I understand it, you have 3 brakes that are out right now: the DB line, Motiv, and Maven.
Yeah, and DB's got versions.
Yep, the 2, 4, and 6 or something, or 4, 6, and 8.
DB4, DB6, and DB8.
And that's the lever design difference. Are all the calipers the same?
To my knowledge, yes. So the main difference there is the lever, whether it's matchmaker compatible.
Matchmaker, and then there's also bearing or non-bearing.
Yes.
DB8's got bearing.
Yes.
DB8's the nice one.
Yes.
The high-end one.
DB8 is available aftermarket. DB4 and DB6 are going to be
OE.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
And then obviously Maven, Top Dog, the ultimate gravity performance brake.
Yep.
And then Motiv is, its little cousin, slated for anything where Maven is overkill.
This is what I'm talking about. So the DB series is not going to be for the cross-country people, and the Maven is clearly for the trail crowd and light enduro.
The Motiv is clearly for the
Motiv. Yes.
Yes.
There is a space for cross country lightweight. I'm telling you, I'm putting money on it. It's coming out.
Yeah. So Motiv
I'm going to be rich after this.
Motiv is code power level weight. So it does have the same power as DOT code stealth.
Okay. I got to ask you guys, do you guys get like talking points here? Because it's like every SRAM guy says the same.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Well, it's one of
your
us.
Marketing is like,
it's one of
SRAM
us.
is a great
one of us.
Here at Globo Gym, we're better than you.
It's fun when you go to a SRAM thing. It's super fun. Like for one thing, we went to the one for the Eagle for transmission, and it was here in Tucson. And dude, there was food and partying. It was awesome. It was one of the best parties I've been to.
Yeah, we like to have a really dialed approach. And like, you know, obviously this is marketing speak too, but like we do try and get all on the same page, like where we fundamentally understand like the things that we're trying to implement with the products and like speak to them. So like, yes, there's the corporate speak aspect to it, but like, you know, it is also talking to the actual function of each product.
So the thing to clarify, and I just want to do this, bike shop guy, on these new mineral systems, we want to use just SRAM fluid.
Yes, Maxima SRAM. So it's Maxima SRAM brake fluid.
Okay. And if I were to put Shimano in it, will the world end?
I mean, it won't corrode your seals like previous cross dot mineral contamination will. Yeah. But you'll be leaving a lot of performance on the table.
All right. So if a mechanic were to make a mistake or somebody at home were to make a mistake,
you at least won't destroy your seals.
It's not going to destroy it.
It's not like the classic, like when someone bled a dot brake with mineral and then all of a sudden you just have chunks of O-ring floating in your syringe.
You we used to pull the top cap off.
And it's just sludge.
No, we pulled the top cap off and the bladder.
Oh, would be so swollen.
Would be so big you couldn't put it back in. Yeah. Like it was crazy. It was the weirdest thing. It was like, you know, the opposite of a shrink gun on your brakes. But yeah, okay. So I just want to clear that up because that caught us. We actually had another shop call us and say, "Hey, do you have this?" And we're like, "Oh shit." You know,
the Maxima brake fluid.
Yeah, this is a new fluid we need because we hadn't had any e-bikes come in and we really hadn't tackled that yet.
Oh, for DB8, yeah.
And this wasn't for DB8. So we've had DB8s for a while. And so is DB8 Maxima only? And if so, does it say it on the lever? Are our consumers going to know this?
All the SRAM mineral brakes have printed on the bleed screw SRAM mineral only.
Okay. All right. Good. All right.
So loving the ambidextrous brake levers.
Yes.
So
but that changes.
Side specific.
That changes.
DB4 and DB6 are not ambidextrous because they are mated to a closed clamp.
Gotcha.
Yep.
Okay. But DB8, Motiv, and Maven, all ambidextrous.
Yep.
One question. You can't fit a Shimano shifter if you're using any of these brakes?
I don't know how iSpec works.
Fuck. We do this stuff. So I think
the easiest answer is just going to be to mate a clamp next to your SRAM brake lever clamp.
Yeah, I want to say some people make some adapters.
Yeah, so there's actually not enough room because the way with the stealth routing, the way the levers come in towards the bar, there's not enough clearance. It's by like 2 or 3 millimeters to fit the Shimano clamp. So my question was that intentional?
No. We don't try to.
But you haven't run into that yet.
We have not run into that. The big thing is we'll have an iSpec lever. So somebody will come in and get a new set of brakes, and you're trying to put a Shimano shifter, or the opposite. They are getting rid of their. I think the opposite happens more often. They're getting rid of whatever drivetrain was on the bike, but they've got Shimano brakes, and they're putting on.
Like a transmission or something.
Yeah. No, it's the opposite. It's mating the Shimano lever shifter to the SRAM brakes. I'm pretty sure we've done that. So I think there's adapters for that.
Yeah, there's a way to it. We don't try to preclude any cross matching. So
yeah, there's companies out there that their whole mission in life is to try and make that stuff happen. I have to research it. But your interesting note about are the new kind of close profile levers not allowing for clamps. So you're saying it won't allow for a Shimano clamp, or will the SRAM? Because the SRAM clamps for the new AXS has got that really round, low profile.
Oh, the Infinity.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And so, what does the clamps look like on the 90s and the 70s?
So 90 is matchmaker.
Okay.
So it just connects to any matchmaker. In 70, I don't know. That's a good question. I actually haven't seen the 70.
Do they come with the SRAM clamp?
The 90 does, the discrete clamp, which is like
clamp. Yeah. Mm-hmm. That's the old
So 90
school.
Does, but it's also matchmaking compatible. So.
And so does that 90 clamp work with the new Mavens and the new Motives?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Okay, that does. So there's clamp room. We just don't know if Shimano clamps work.
Yeah.
Is that
that's what we saw was that you could not mate any of these new SRAM brakes with the stealth routing.
Mm-hmm. Too close to the lever body.
Too close to the actual lever body is too close to the bar. to fit a Shimano.
That's interesting.
Shifter.
We have not run into that yet. That doesn't mean that we won't. It's just these systems just came out. So we've had the new levels, because I have those on my bike. So we've had level. I don't know if they're newer. Do they have a bigger reservoir now?
No, it stayed the same.
Really?
Stayed the same.
Huh.
So let's see. What else do I have here? You guys, so shifting gears a bit, you guys released what I think, or what I considered anyways, to be kind of like a stealth product that you don't even see on the website anywhere. I kind of searched Shimano's website or SRAM's website forever to try to find it. It's not there, but I saw videos talking about it, and I saw it on some retail sites.
Okay.
Do you know what it is?
No.
What they released?
What is it?
He knows.
The mechanical dropper lever.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
And that's meant to match the stealth routing of our brakes and of the Eagle 90 shifter.
Gotcha.
So it is compatible with most 14 millimeter pull mechanical cable droppers.
Nice.
Which is pretty much every major one that's out.
Yeah.
And so does this foreshadow a mechanical dropper coming out from SRAM soon?
Not as I know it.
Did we already talk about that?
No, we haven't gotten there yet. That's next.
Oh, okay.
I was segueing us into.
That was a good
dropper.
segue.
I was segueing us into.
I tripped right over that segue.
So we are still firmly in the wireless dropper category. So yes, we did introduce cable operated transmission, but Reverb AXS is still our bread and butter.
I'm going to get another $1 out, dude. I bet you anything there's going to be that's in the works.
$2.
And yet I still might challenge you on that because, man, it is so nice to not have to run a dropper cable. I mean, so you mentioned, right? Like, Josh, you said you're
shuttle SL,
sharing
between two different sized people.
Every time the saddle comes up,
a pain in the ass.
The cable gets
it gets
jacked out or something.
It's on a pedal assist bike, so it's getting stuck in the
and that's
battery.
something I hear from so many demo and rental shops. It's like we loan out these bikes and they go, "Oh no, I'm fine. I just got to adjust the saddle height." And they pull up on it and they jam the dropper cable. And then
we got a trick. Our trick, right? It doesn't work on this, right? You don't need it.
You don't need it.
Don't worry about
Our trick is you hold the lever in while you're moving it.
Yeah.
And that works pretty good. But I'll tell you what, I got another thing that we sell a lot of Reverb AXS droppers to is racers. They want to keep their bikes as light as possible. Not every course really needs a dropper. And a wireless dropper allows them to quickly remove the dropper. And
for a course that doesn't
suit it. In fact, if they're traveling, they can go pre-ride the course, determine it, and do it right there. There's no cables to be routed or anything, and vice versa. If they don't have it on the bike, it's super easy to just slap on the bike, and it's not a crazy expense to do that.
The advantage is huge, and I said it on my last appearance on the podcast. You asked me what my favorite unbiased SRAM product is, and I said unabashedly, as expensive as it is, it's the Reverb AXS, and it is still the Reverb AXS, and it's even more so today.
Yeah, and it's way less expensive.
Yeah,
it is. It is dropped in price by about $150. Yeah.
And I'm not worried about the price. I'm worried about what's inside. The insides, because Jimmy took one apart for me, and we got to play with the insides.
I thought you guys were making out.
Yeah, no, we were just fondling.
Well, I mean that came first, but that's how quick you can disassemble this.
You guys made out. Disassembled, reassembled in that 15 minutes while I was setting up the gear.
But the insides are so simple, and I think I
simple in a good
about
way.
This. Simple in a great way. And I was telling him that we were having a discussion in the shop that the name should have changed. Like, it's not the same post.
But I will say that the Reverb name is iconic. It was one of the first mass-produced available droppers.
That's true. That's very true. It's been out
since 2010.
God, man, that's a
15
long time.
years.
Yeah.
Jesus.
15 years. That's kind of scary that we've only had droppers around 15 years.
I know.
So what's cool about the new one?
So I've got one in my hand right now. The Reverb AXS B1. It's a sea change from the previous Reverbs. It is a whole new system. Obviously, the biggest visual difference is that the battery moves from the saddle clamp to the collar, and that improves overall tire clearance, especially on long travel and small frames. I mean, for you guys specifically, pivot, I
Yeah.
think like the Firebird was notorious for that. Like a small Firebird with a Reverb axis inserted all the way.
Rubbing tires.
At max travel, you could suck the battery out.
Oh, wow.
Yeah,
Wow.
the battery could contact the tire and be damaged.
I just happen to have a Firebird right next to me
With a reverb on
with with the old reverb on it.
But it's a medium.
But it's a
yeah,
medium.
for you know, larger frames, and if you were running the post even just slightly out of the seat tube, you would probably be fine. But for those people that were running it full insertion, it could end up running into the tire. So you get about 7 millimeters more overall drop availability from the new design.
Because you don't have that tall clamp area.
Exactly.
So, okay.
So we've reduced that stack height from the top of the post travel to the saddle rails by 7 millimeters.
So you know what everybody's talking about. The biggest thing that people are talking about, I'm not a big fan of it, but it's what everybody's talking about, is the new length. You've got a 260?
250.
250.
Longest dropper on the market.
250 millimeter long.
Jesus.
That's just this piece.
Yeah, I got you.
Yeah. I'm just saying, some guys need help with measurements.
Yeah.
I'm
not
saying.
one of those guys.
You know, there are tall people out there, Dave.
Yeah, but that's super. 260. Holy
250.
crap.
50.
Or 250, sorry.
Yeah,
I'm
240
just
was
going to will
previously
into
the
seat
longest one.
260.
But yeah, I mean, just trying to increase the options for everyone. So it's available in 100 to 250.
Okay. And then the 250 is only a 34.9.
No, you can get 250 in all diameters.
Really?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yes.
Okay. Well, that's crazy. Yeah.
But I will say the biggest change is the fact that we have gone away from the hydraulically actuated post, the hydraulic internals, to what's called an air over air system.
Yes.
So the Reverb is now essentially an electronically actuated air spring.
Yes.
Like I was explaining to Dane as we had the whole thing torn apart. It's a solo air spring.
Yep.
That's it.
Yeah.
And you just swap between positive and negative air chambers.
Yeah, it's really simple, which is great.
Great from a serviceability, maintainability perspective.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah. And
there are
cost.
very few sealing surfaces, very few components, very few things to go wrong overall.
And cost wise, to the customer, on average, we charge around $150 to service a reverb. And the cost on this for the first probably 2 years is going to be like $50, you know, so
Just because it's so much easier to work
so
on.
much easier, and there's so little to go wrong.
Yes.
The old ones had a really complicated, refined way of working, but they've just simplified it like crazy. The other thing is now what do you call it?
Active ride.
Active ride. Okay, that's the other thing. So this is a point of joking. I'm just going to throw it out there because everybody's joking around.
Yeah, tell us.
Because the old reverbs,
It's a feature, not a bug.
Yeah. So when the old reverbs, when they had a problem, usually the first signal they were having a problem is they would get what we called suspensioning, which is the post would start to develop play and act like a suspension rather than a post. And so that usually meant that there was air mixing in the oil, or the IFP was having issues, or maybe even leaking. And so that was a signal to service them. Now, this one actually incorporates that as a feature, not a bug. Yeah.
So can you guys explain what you're talking about to our listeners?
Yes, I can elaborate. So at full extension, you are sitting on an air spring at very high pressure, which I explained to Dan is just like, you know, a high pressure solo air fork. It's very hard to compress. And so it will hold your body weight.
Yeah.
As soon as you open the valve, you are basically introducing a negative chamber, and a negative chamber obviously allows for a little bit of suspension travel.
Yeah.
So once you have actuated the poppet and you've dropped it from its full travel, even by 2 to 3 millimeters, and have opened up the negative chamber of the post, you will have that little bit of squish because air is compressible, oil is not.
And
So
you
when
have
it's-
air on both sides of the piston now.
Yes.
So to, forget what's going on in the dropper from the rider's perspective. When it's fully down, completely hard, stiff.
Yep.
When it's fully up, completely hard, stiff.
Yep.
When it's
If
in the middle of
if
the
it's in
travel,
the middle of its travel, it's going to bounce a bit.
you will bounce on it about 5 millimeters.
Yeah,
or
it's
so,
got a little suspensioning. So,
which I have found I actually really like.
yeah.
Like for seated technical climbing, it gives you something to like kind of sit into without getting bucked off the bike.
Let me explain this in Josh terms. It's buttercups
for your butt.
For your butt.
It's buttercups for your butt.
Dude, we need shirts.
I'm so glad you said that because that is exactly the line I've been touting around to people.
Yeah, it's
buttercups for your butt.
butt. Yeah. So
we've incorporated a buttercup feature into this post.
Yep. Yeah. Yes. But it's not when you're doing those hard climbs. You know, when you're
just riding a fire road climb, you still have a fully rigid seating position.
Because as a shop that does a lot of fitting, we're concerned about that saddle height and your knees and stuff. Yeah. And so when you're racing cross country, when you're doing something at full extension, you're still got a proper fit. If you're going to be on a long, extended like gravel type ride where you're not really hitting anything hard and you're not using your dropper, it's still going to be a proper post and it's not going to mess with it. But as soon as you drop it a little bit for either like control and cornering or descending or what have you, you've got a little cushion. Yeah. And so, which can be nice.
And that's your ride style. I've never actually seen you drop your post completely.
No, I am a knee surfer.
Yeah.
So like
you got to keep it
old school.
Yeah. I grip my saddle with my knees. Yeah, it's true. And so this is why I always get so tripped out by 250 millimeter drops because I never can drop mine that far. My knees can't hang on to it. And then I have to stabilize the bike with my knees. And since they're
you don't have 250 millimeters of room
that's true
there,
too.
buddy.
I have short legs. I've never dropped mine. People will come in and they'll want to buy a new post because they have an inch of seat post showing between their collar and their frame. And they're like, I need more drop. And I'm like, really? You got 170 and you need to go 200 so you can get rid of that little bit. I'm like, really? And you'd think I'd be all for it because I'm selling a product, but I still can't quite wrap my head around it. But I'll still sell them it, so no problem.
Well, that's exciting. I'm excited to pick one up. Yep. Can I ask you one final question?
Hit me.
Okay, so performance tiers for your brakes and your and RockShox forks or RockShox products. You guys went to a different naming convention.
It keeps changing,
and it's confusing me a little bit. So maybe as our last and final question for tonight, can you run our listeners through what are the performance tiers on the RockShox products? What are the performance tiers on the brakes so that they all understand?
You bring up a great point, Josh. We got to send you to marketing.
Yeah.
So for suspension, it is Select Plus, Ultimate. That's good, better, best.
Okay. Is there a base level below Select?
No. Even on the OEM side, yes. Select is
what was the Zeb we were seeing with no?
Oh, Zeb R. Oh God, that's true. Okay,
Okay. I'm just gonna throw those weirdos out there. So.
Throwing a wrench in it, and we've mostly moved away from that. But yeah, Select Plus, Ultimate, good, better, best. For brakes, Bronze, Silver, Ultimate. Again, good, better, best.
Okay, do you have two separate marketing departments, and do they get into a ring and fight? Like, why didn't you do Ultimate, Select Plus on the brakes?
You're preaching to the choir here. Okay. I got to send you to Chicago.
So one more question. What's Ultimate Expert?
Oh, so the Expert kit is above Ultimate. It is the all-inclusive tuning package. Expert kit reflects the fact that you get all the rotor sizes, all the pad compounds, and a bleed kit and a carrying case. So that
we call those special edition kits. Is that fair?
Yeah, that's special edition, Expert. Yeah, it kind of splits the same thing.
Is it always going to be there, or is it going to go away?
I think as long as we keep doing those brake kits,
it'll always be there. Okay,
it's pretty cool.
So
hey, Jimmy, we really appreciate your time, man.
For sure.
Thanks a lot for coming out tonight.
Yeah, you guys are awesome.
What are you sure you said earlier you weren't ever going to come back again?
I'm reevaluating it.
We grow on it.
Josh gave me a beer.
I gave him a beer and a hat.
Yeah,
and a hat and a sticker.
And some stickers.
I'm back.
Yep. Did you get a hat from him?
He said he was going to bring me one next time we see him.
Okay, I'm just saying.
I'll bring a SRAM trucker back to the shop. You got to give it to Josh.
I don't think I'm going to get it.
Yeah, I don't know.
I will wear it. I'll wear it.
We'll see how it looks on
if it
me
gets
first.
to you.
I'll wear it to the next Shimano podcast we do.
Damn.
Yes. We have one coming out not too long.
Yep.
Hey, thanks a lot, but you got any final words for our listeners? Any final thoughts?
Cables, batteries, it's all your preference. Just ride SRAM.
Yeah.
Thanks a lot, man.
That was awesome.
For sure.
Thank you, guys.